I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt No Juice Fox.
And we are in the Man Cave Happy Hour suite of the Podcast Your Voice studios.
Welcome.
Welcome. And we're doing just a taste today.
Yes, we are. And it's something special that I've actually had before.
We've tried some of this brand before, and then what had happened was I had come across an article saying there were 17 different variations, 17 different expressions.
Oh, my goodness. Who has time for that?
I know. Well, we got time for at least one more.
Oh, well, here we go.
So I was interested by that. I was like, oh, wow, pretty neat. I go, because I know we've had two others.
Because there's the sour mash.
Yeah.
And there's the straight.
Yeah.
There's the small batch. There's a rye. There are many expressions of this bourbon that we're going to try today, but we're going in one direction.
And it's the liquor that's impossible to say.
No, it's possible. It's got to roll off the tongue. That's all.
Yeah, we screwed up with relative frequency. I screwed up with relative frequency.
Okay, you want to say it first? You want me to go?
I want to say Michter's.
Well, you said it right. It is.
Oh, I did.
Yes, it's Michter's.
Okay.
Yeah, M-I-C-H, and that's where people get that messed up. It's Michter's? No, it's Michter's.
Yeah, but just from being from Michigan.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what throws it off for you, is because you see it's M-I-C-H-T-E-R-S.
Yes.
And you want to say like Michiganters.
Michter's. It's Michter's. No, it's Michter's. And what this bottle is tonight, I'm so excited for. It's actually coming from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Louisville, Kentucky. And it comes from one of the oldest distilleries out there. And this is coming from, and it's hailing. Come on, phone. It actually hails from Louisville, Kentucky. It's one of the oldest distilleries in the States today. And the master distiller, he takes great pride in his bottles.
Well, and apparently in the different expressions as well.
Yes.
So there's just a whole crap ton, and the price ranges are all over the map. Whoa.
Okay. You said whoa. What was the MSRP that you just saw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So holiday gift.
Wow. Okay.
A little exorbitant holiday gift giving there.
Well, when Colleen
Jamie
said, "What do I want for Christmas?"
You get one thing.
I thought I was pushing it with a leather jacket. Holy smokes! Well, I didn't ask for any Michters. But it is one of the oldest distilleries. A lot of the distilleries say this, but this is dating back on the bottle. It's saying the
1753.
1753.
Yeah, established 1753.
Okay. And some of these are the bottles are definite unicorns. You're not going to see them. You're not going to see them out in the wild.
No.
Generally speaking, you're not going to see these, because when we get there's entry level bottles, which is where we're at.
Correct. That's our mainstay at the moment.
So I went over to see Tony at the Wine Garden.
Mr. Batu.
I did. I sent him your regards.
Thank you.
And he sent you a bill.
No.
You'll be getting a bill for all this.
Is that for the balance of the old Fitzgerald that we had way back at number 100?
Oh my God, yeah. Talk about expensive bottles, right?
Yeah.
So, but these are the going prices and not the inflated prices. That's the thing about. And so I went there and I was going to. Well, all right. So there's 17 expressions of Michter's, and we're going to just kind of run through those real quick, and then we're gonna try this one, because I know we've talked about the rye on the show before. But we're going to dive into the one that we have in front of us here, which is pretty. It starts at 17 and works its way down to number 1. We're up in the teens still with our pick for today, our budget and our pick. But yeah, I mean, it's not a big secret. We got the small batch, just the straight whiskey Kentucky bourbon. small batch.
And this is one of the expressions that I personally have tried before.
Okay, yeah, we've tried. I don't know if we did this one on the show. I know we've done the rye on
Correct.
the show. I know we did the rye on the show.
And I thoroughly enjoyed what is inside this bottle.
Yes.
And I'm excited to try it again.
And then, study it a little bit more and just kind of put it in perspective of all 17 of these crazy bottles. So coming in, the first one is a small batch unblended American whiskey.
Huh.
So yeah, and that one's at a $50 price point.
Right.
But generally, when you see a whiskey labeled as an American whiskey, it's a blend of whiskey,
Right.
And with neutral grain spirits to keep the costs down and profits high. But it's labeled unblended specifically because this juice is from Michter's barrels only, right?
Ah, okay.
So yeah, so this is still a Michter's product. It's not a blend from other places.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so it's it's good stuff. And this one is coming in about $50.
See, and that's not a bad price point. It really isn't.
This fella, the same thing, and this one comes in at number 16. So
Okay.
we didn't scrape the bottom of the barrel,
So to speak.
pretty bloody close. So, so the small batch Kentucky Straight Bourbon is the one we came in, and then again, this one is coming in around $50 actually. I think it was on the shelf. I think it was 44 something here in Michigan.
For the small batch.
Yep. APV on this is 45.7, so it's like 91.4. So I don't know, do math.
Yeah, and it's 91.4.
Okay, there you go. The other one, the one coming in number 17, is a little lower. It's 41.7.
Okay.
And this is 45.7. So Michter's really means the phrase small batch when they talk about this one. The tank they use to marry the hand-selected 8-year-old bourbons, it can only hold 20 barrels, right? So this is like
it's less than 2 dozen,
right,
for the small batch.
Yeah. So that's how many go into each small batch bottling. So yeah, so that's
But the aging of it, and that's what's intriguing to me on this, is the aging of it. It ages for a little bit more than around 8 years.
right.
Is what they age it for.
So that's nice. That's a nice, it's not super, 15, 20 year, but
Right.
it's more than the standard required for,
And I've been reading a few things about it, and they say it. And I don't want to interrupt or say, hey, Jamie, guess what you're going to taste? But a lot of folks will say this tastes like a young bourbon.
Okay.
But it's still aged for
Right.
a certain period of time.
Sure.
So, but it still has that that early young bourbon feel to it.
Okay. Next up, coming in number 15 is the straight rye, the Kentucky straight rye.
Yes.
And again, about a $50 price point on that fella. So again, it's just a peppery rye. It's a rye, right? So that's the deal with that one. And next up is the original small batch original sour mash.
Sour mash.
Mash. I've seen that on the shelf. I want to give that one a try too. It was to be named Whiskey of the Year back in 2019. Yeah, so it was the first one to be named Whiskey of the Year in 2019. The first American whiskey to be named Whiskey of the Year by the Whiskey Exchange.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's heavy char on that one. Heavy char in that one. Coming in at number 13, Barrel Strength Michter's.
Okay.
And that's at usually around 55.3, but again, that's going to vary. Almost 500 jump. We jumped from $50. It was $50, $50
to
$500. So the barrel strength, yeah, that takes quite the jump at 103 proof.
Can you help me understand what the interest rates are on your mortgages today so I can refinance my home so to buy a bottle of bourbon?
All right, but
please?
barrel strength rye,
yeah.
$80. All right, so we're getting reasonable again.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know why this one, the average price jumps so high.
Is it kind of a unicorn
On
at that
this
point?
one, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a 2017, a very rare release, 2017.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But yeah, so the barrel strength rye coming in a little bit more reasonably at 85. So again, it varies from year to year, and when things end up on best of lists or people's things, then they get more popular, and then
Right.
people want them, and then you end up paying more. I ended up it was like we follow party stores and bars on Facebook. Why are you on Facebook? So I can follow party stores and bars. Duh.
I'm looking for the best deal possible. Okay.
And so this party store, this convenience store near me, had a thing. It was Black Friday sale, and I'm like, oh,
Black Friday at the liquor store?
Yeah.
Look out! Here we come.
And so they had a picture of the shelf, just magnificent, just. There's the Old Fitzgerald and the Stag Junior and the Midsummer's Night Dram and
There's
a bunch of different Colonel Taylors and just several different types of Wellers and it's like, oh wow, I wonder how much I should go see.
Let me ask the question.
Yeah.
When you got there, were there actual prices?
There was not prices on the things, and the rack was behind the counter. They're passing out numbers, so I got number 30, and there's probably a good 75, 100 bottles on this display of all these different bourbons they were selling.
And how many bottles could you buy once you got up there?
You could buy whatever you wanted. You could buy as much as you wanted.
Okay.
I was like, oh damn, man, they're not limiting this guy just bought like 4 different bottles, man.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be like one to a customer. And I'm sitting there with number 30 in my hand. I go, I might not get a pick, know? And I get up there and they start getting into calling numbers in the 20s, and they're like 22. 23, 24, like at the meat counter. But the people weren't there. They left. I'm like, oh, sucks for them, man. They left.
And then
I got my turn. And I get up there and I'm like, yeah. I'm looking at either the Old Fitzgerald or the Weller. And he's like, well, the Old Fitz is only $500.
Only $500.
Only $500. Well, what about the George T. Stag? Wow, that's $350.
Oh my goodness
The
gracious.
Weller was like $2.99.
Are you effing kidding me?
A bottle of Old Weller Antique 107, $2.99. These are like 500, almost 1,000. The Weller is probably like 1,000% markup. The Old Fitz was a 500% markup.
Okay, that's not Black Friday deals.
Oh my God, not a deal at all.
No,
I don't think you understand how a deal works.
I don't think they understand.
That is not how a deal works. Let me explain to you. Maybe I don't know. Double the price. Maybe I would still be flinching, but 500 times the price.
That's a bit gouging.
I paid $500 for my first car. I love that car.
How many gallons of milk would that equate to?
Oh, my God. So, but this toasted barrel coming in at number 11 of the Michters. Yeah, and so I didn't buy anything, and I don't think I'll ever buy anything from that party store just because
it just does.
Might even unfriend them.
Oh, no.
I unfriend you. That's
not how this works.
I unfriend you. Yeah, I might stop following them just because
that's just wrong.
Makes me angry.
Just taking advantage of the consumer in that regard because Michigan does.
And people were buying them.
That's what's so silly. They're taking advantage of these consumers.
Oh, but I could have got 20% off.
Off of what? $500?
Yeah. He goes, you can get 20% off. He goes, it would only be $400. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you had me at hello. And then he goes, all you got to do is buy 2 bottles of Fireball.
That's from the same family, isn't it?
Yeah, or distributor. Yeah, you had to buy 2 bottles of something from the same distributor. There was this Platinum 7X vodka or whatever.
Okay.
They were pitching those, and they were pitching the Fireball. And I'm like, oh man, I would have went with the vodka. I probably would have went with the vodka. Just because, mix it up and it's, vodka. Yeah. So, but it's the holidays. I got young cousins coming over. Hey, boys, I got the vodka. I got a treat for you. And Colleen won't see this. Don't show her these. She'll be mad. She'll be mad that I bought them and brought them in the house. But
promise me one day, no vodka.
No vodka. So, yeah, the up prices, but these aren't really the up prices. These are actually the average prices.
Right.
This,
for Michters,
back to our Michters list of the 17 different expressions. They have a toasted barrel.
I saw that.
The Basil Hayden has just put out a toasted barrel.
Is that a blue wrap? Is that a blue paper wrapper?
I'm not sure,
gold?
but that's been kind of a little bit of a craze.
Basil Hayden?
The toasted barrel. Yeah. And they can't keep the Basil Hayes one on the shelf. I'd like to try it.
All right. Well, I keep every time I look for a Basil Hayden, I still go for that dark rye, but I will keep an eye out for the.
I would like to try this toasted barrel, but it's coming in at $430.
Oh,
so,
ouch! You want to go in on that?
Unless we're at unless we're
somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, unless it's a tasting somewhere that I get a little special sippy sip. I don't know if I'm.
Can you say that again?
Sippy sip.
I just wanted to hear you say sippy sip.
Yeah. And then there's a barrel strength on the toasted barrel finish rye.
Really?
And that one's $350.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm. It's the rye, and they finish it in a second toasted barrel. So it's just their rye. They finished 24 months, another 2 years in the wood there. Coming in at number 9.
Yes, sir.
Their toasted barrel finish sour mash.
Okay, so they're just taking their expressions and they're adding other elements to it.
Doing an extra finish on them.
All right.
And I guess, if it's going for $50 and they got to spend another 2 years, it's another 2 years of taxes, and they're a little more rare, so it'd be more than $50.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd get all the way up to $300 with it, but
hey, I don't own the place.
Yeah. So the sour mash again finishes it in a toasted barrel for 18 months. And then
additional 18 months. Okay.
And then there's one. It's Baumberger's Declaration. Baumberger's Declaration.
Okay.
It's coming out of their distilleries. It's back to their historical roots. It's the 19th century, before the brand was even called Michter's. Yeah. So, and that one, very small batch bourbon. Is in little special oak. I don't know what that was. There's no price on that one. Oh no, $170.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be.
That's a reason.
That's a nice gift.
What's the most you've paid for a bottle?
Me personally, for me, or that I have received from somebody else.
Well, both. Yeah.
All right. So for me, the most expensive bottle I've ever purchased has been around $70.
How much is that Mad Dog again?
Right.
So,
I see vapor trails.
70.
But
right.
For a bottle for me, it was about $1.80.
Yeah. How'd that end up?
It was gone. There was just a little bit. There was a little bit left.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. All right, this one, Shanks Homestead, SHENKS, Shanks Homestead, 2021, for $170. Again, it's special barrels that it's finished in. It's a straight whiskey. It has a rye feel to it.
Gotcha.
So the next one, number 5, it's kind of a tie. It's the 20-year Michter's Kentucky Straight Bourbon, $8,000.
20 years.
The
so
20-year
it's
Michter's.
It's sat around for a while. Okay?
Yeah. And then there's a 10-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon. 20-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon, 10 years. Yeah, 10-year single barrel. 10-year single barrel.
Wow.
The 10-year single barrel, only $350. And they put this one up tied for number 5 with that $8,000 bottle.
Oh,
holy smokes!
I'm going to crack this.
Matt can't wait. Number 4, the single barrel Kentucky Straight Rye, about $330. They also have a 25-year single barrel straight rye, $37,000.
I just popped your cherry.
And then number 2, the 25 Kentucky Straight Rye, $9,000.
Wow.
And then the number 1 pick is the Michter's Celebration Sour Mash from 2019.
Okay.
$15,000.
Wow.
Yep. So
for you connoisseurs out there.
But I was surprised there were that many different variations.
Expressions, but but that's the thing. That's what distilleries do. Especially when that's been around for as long as this one has been, they've had that time for the maturation and to really get into that R&D piece of their bourbon and trying to do something different with it. They've had that time.
So in 2019, the Sour Mash, the Michter's Celebration, what they did, it was a collaboration between Master Distiller Dan McKee and Master of Maturation, Andrea Wilson.
Yes.
She's keep an eye on those barrels.
Master of Maturation? You have to be careful with that.
That's right. They selected 6 barrels between 10, 20, and 30 years old. So 6 barrels were all that went into this, and they were bottled without any cutting with water.
No water.
So that was the one that they said it was the best taste out of Michter's pantheon of goodness. And so it brings us back to number 16 on the list of 17.
Right.
Which is coming in off the shelf around $50. This one was, after tax, about $46 for us here in the Metro Detroit area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the small batch, U.S. number 1, small batch Kentucky straight bourbon. 45, dyslexia boy, 45.7 percent.
91.4.
91.4.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Michter's. What does they talk about their filtering at all?
I don't see any filtering on here, but their mash bill, undisclosed.
Undisclosed.
They don't share what the mash bill is.
Damn it.
I know, but they do distill out of Kentucky, right? This is an ongoing thing. They are going to continue to do this. So this is just not a limited release. They're always going to have small batch, as long as they're alive and well and continue on.
Sure.
But
but only 20 barrels at a time goes into this.
Right.
Right. And so it's bottled 20 barrels at a time.
And I'm getting a lot of this from BreakingBourbon.com.
Okay.
So
this was on Uprocxx. Did I say?
No, you did not. So
all these this countdown of the 17. Zach Johnston from Uprocxx shared this back a month or so ago.
Right.
And I was intrigued by it. When I read this, I was like, oh, I want to talk to Matt about the different Michter's expressions, and then try one. It's just an excuse to pull another bottle of Michter's off the shelf.
So I went to flavor.com.
Okay.
And because this Michter Small Rye was actually the winner of the Flavor Community Award back in 2018, I want to say.
Very nice.
But what they shared with us is that the master distiller at the time, Willie Pratt, had been he'd been in and around the whiskey industry.
Is Willie Pratt a silly Pratt? Well, that was a rough childhood. Especially if you lived in England.
You Pratt?
Silly Pratt.
Pretty silly Pratt.
It's Billy. It's William. Billy. William Pratt.
Is this your first one?
Yeah, silly Pratt.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
But he'd been around the whiskey industry
That's
for
probably
over
like
40
a
years.
really naughty word, too. I got to look up what that means.
Such a Pratt. But he was actually lovingly referred to as Dr. No.
Dr. No.
Dr. No.
All right.
Right?
So Willie Pratt.
Yeah, he was referred to as lovingly referred to as Dr. No.
Okay.
Because he would never allow any cask to be released or bottled until they are just right, meaning these bourbons are typically aged longer than other producers would otherwise age theirs. 8 years aged.
8, yeah.
Right? And that's the
most
sweet
bourbons
spot.
are, yeah.
That's their sweet spot. But this is produced in very small batches.
Right.
As you had said earlier, typically 24 barrels or fewer per batch and aged for around 8 years. So Willie Pratt, because there's the master distiller now, you said was Dan McGee? Is that correct?
In 19. Yeah, I don't know.
2019? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess this was before then. This was from before that. So, but I'm the reason why I like this bourbon, Jamie, is because right off the nose.
All right.
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, right off the nose, I get that caramel vanilla feel right from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a bourbon right from the get-go. We are doing this neat, as we always should.
Yeah.
But you can drink it any way you want. But first time you do it, but then as it lingers, that second time you put your nose into it, you get a lot of raisin from it. You get raisins from it? I get raisins.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I get raisins.
On your nose?
On my nose, yeah.
Okay. I just had a sneezing fit.
Yes, you did.
So my schnoz is blocked up.
Well, this should open
nothing
up.
like starting the show with a sneezing fit.
Right. Hey, this could be the sneeze episode.
I hope I haven't been sniffling into the microphone. That's gross.
It's all good.
I just did it once, and oops. Apologies. All right,
but
let's taste this.
All right, clear out your sinuses there.
And we're going to define what a Pratt is as well. I had to Google it. It was bugging me. All right, we're tasting though. We're tasting the Michters.
We are tasting. So, every time I see this word, the mouthfeel.
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate that mouthfeel word. No, it sits on your palate. It's not a mouthfeel. It's your palate.
Right. It's sticking around. It sticks around. It's sticking around. It's not
for a 91.4 proof.
Yeah.
That's got a little bit of warmth to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just lingering on the back of your throat.
A little bit of a kick.
Little bit, little bit of kick.
Yeah.
And that's why I like things that have a kick, but aren't going to blow my tonsils out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's nice. That's yeah. And the Uprocxx, the little article there on Uprocxx that we were pulling from, and there the writer Zach was saying that this is good for a mixer. Your Kentucky's makes a great mixer and it works well on the rocks.
Okay.
And that's usually when I'm doing. That's what at home. That's what I do. I'll do them. I'll do an old fashioned, or I'll do a Manhattan,
Right.
and then, or I'll do just a nice big cube and curl up on the couch, shout at the TV.
I know we're doing Michters now, but I got to
Yep.
tell you, when I was in New York,
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to a little watering hole.
Nueve York.
Yep. And we were drinking some old fashions
Yeah.
with the Old Forester.
Ooh. Okay. Yes.
It was tasty.
Ah.
It was very tasty. But I can see this in a old fashioned or a Manhattan myself, with a little Luxardo cherry in there, and a little bit bitters and what have you. Yeah, I'd do that. But yeah, this I can see why he would say it's a good mixer, because it's got the heat to it. But I don't think it's so proofed that it's going to be overpowering. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So you were talking about raisins
Yeah.
in the nose.
Yeah.
And on the flavor, I'm getting fruit, but I don't know what fruit.
It does specify dried fruit, but it doesn't say what type.
Yeah. I'm getting a fruit. And I wanted to say, but I don't want to say strawberries. But I just want to. It's not. But it's got a sweet bent like that.
Hold on.
Perhaps a dried strawberry.
Hold on, let me
That's.
let me do this again.
But there's no strawberry on the nose. It's
Because we talked to our friends,
Yeah.
Bourbon and Blondes. We've talked to Greta
Yeah.
Harper and what have you, and they always, when we've talked to them, they've always said it may not be necessarily the smell from the outside of the fruit; it could be the flesh smell of the fruit. So, like they talk about the flesh, feel of an apple or what have you,
talking about the inside.
of the fruits.
Yes.
Yes. Of the
Yes.
fruit.
All right. I don't know what you're thinking I was talking about, but okay.
Jerk.
12. I'm 12.
So something does come to mind when you're saying fruit. And I'm leaning towards something that is orange, but not an orange. Not an apricot. Thinking, kind of feels like a peach. How long can you eat a peach for,
All
Jamie?
day long, man.
Can you eat a
That's
peach
your
for
line.
Can
That
you eat a
is-
peach for hours, Jamie?
That is you. That's Matt Fox's line.
Oh, my
You
God.
said that to somebody once.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, I don't
It was
remember
the
that.
it was the was it the Johnny Walker girl?
Oh, I don't
Remember?
No.
Did we do Johnny Walker at the shipping company?
No, it was we did. What did we do? We did Black Bush.
Bushmills.
Bushmills. Yes.
It was a Bushmills?
Yeah.
All right. You said that to the Bushmills lady. And I was like, wow.
Hey, I'm quoting Nicolas Cage, man.
That's on a roll, man.
It was fun. We were having a good time.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
This is still lingering.
And then the restraining order came. What? Okay. Yeah.
That RO.
It's
yeah.
still lingering. Yeah. Yeah. As a definitely as a base for cocktails, and then over ice. So I'm drinking it straight. There's a lot of other things I'll drink straight. I got some crazy stuff. I'm lucky to have some very nice bottles. I got that $500 Old Fitzgerald bottle. I didn't pay $500. I did not pay $500 for it.
Right.
Trust me. Anybody that knows me knows I did not pay $500 for it.
That warmth is still lingering.
Yes.
It really, and I'm 3 sips into this, but it's continuing to linger, and it's not going away. In such a nice way. It's not overbearing. It's not biting the back of my teeth off. I don't want to go and drink water all of a sudden.
Right.
It's lingering. Super, super nice.
Yeah. All right. So, Kill, Mary, Screw. You gonna bring this one home?
There's a few folks out there that say they would not keep this on their shelves. They would do this while they were out and about.
Call up a cocktail with this instead
Correct.
of the house. A lot of times, Makers is the house. Bourbon.
Makers or Four Roses.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
I've already married this one time.
Yeah.
And I will marry this again because
yeah.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it neat. I do enjoy it with a nice cube. I have not dabbled in cocktails with this one, but I definitely could.
Yeah. Wayne was really hoping we would do all 17, that we had samples of all 17.
Oh, yeah?
And he said that would make quite an interesting video by the end of the 17.
Well, you should have seen us at the shipping company a number of years ago.
Yeah,
at Whiskey
when we were doing the Bushmills, yeah.
Whiskey in the winter. And we finished that night off with
Scotch.
Scotch.
That's the Taliskers and
Talisker and the Oban.
Yeah. I still got some of that Oban at home. What happened to your Taliskers?
Oh, my Talisker?
La 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 la.
All right, never mind. Too soon?
A little bit. It's still not getting to me, but it's just funny.
Fair enough. As long as you can laugh about it.
I am laughing about it.
I would, I was like, I'm going to take this one home. So I bought a couple of bottles today, and I was going to leave something in the studio and take something home.
Right. Which one are you taking home?
I'm going to take the Michters home.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're going to marry this one.
I'm marrying it.
All right.
All over again.
So I know what to look for when I come over.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The next old fashioned's on me.
With the old Fitzgerald?
Some Pappy and Coke. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh,
that's blasphemy is what that is.
That is it. So we got some fun stuff coming up on the Man Cave Happy Hour.
Do.
Just finished off a jar of Luxardo cherries.
I'm about halfway through mine.
And I was like, I know there's a couple cocktails you make with the Luxardo cherry syrup. I'm not going to just pitch this.
Right.
And so I looked up the recipe. I found a really cool recipe. And so we're going to do a Luxardo cherry cocktail coming up. So that's coming up soon, and all kinds of other stuff here. We got some Founders Beer on the way. Our folks from Founders Beer.
It's Advent calendar time.
That's it. So you listen to the show, whenever, wherever, however you'll hear it. But we're recording here at the very tail end of November, beginning of December, and we're connecting with the folks from Founders, talking about a holiday, what to do for holiday shopping for your spirit and beer lovers, and so we're going to dive into that a little bit. So if we have somebody who loves the beers and likes the Founders and would like to join us
in studio
come and join us in the studio for a tasting of some Founders. The package is on the way.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So it's somebody's got to be home to sign for it though.
So what are you still doing here, man?
Yeah, I know.
Go home.
Go. You've stayed it out. Go. All right. So if you've made it this far, we appreciate you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment wherever fine podcasts are sold.
Yep. They're free, though.
You'll find the Man Cave Happy Hour. Yeah. We've sold out a long time ago. Absolutely, positively free. We appreciate Wayne coming in and saying hi, and everybody who does. Matt Fox, I appreciate you.
Jamie, thank you for the camaraderie and the friendship.
And till next time on the Man Cave.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.